We're going live, and this time I mean it. Sorry, I was setting up shop earlier, and we basically hit the button. I wasn't quite ready. Sorry, I'm not dialing up for this adventure today. Hello everybody on Instagram. I'm doing Instagram and Facebook Live, so I hope you got the notifications and can catch up with me because I accidentally started the Facebook Live too early, so I don't know if that screwed everything up. But hi, it's Tanyalee Davis. Thanks for joining me. Thought I'd have a Facebook Live because I've got some exciting news. But I'm gonna wait until we get a couple more people up there. Hello, Cody, Debbie. If you're just tuning in, please let me know where you're tuning in from. Give me a little like and stuff, do a little happy face thing. If you're happy, if you're in a good mood. So today I'm going to tell you some big news in a little bit. First of all, I want to say a big congratulations to my friend Spiky Mike, who is a comedy promoter in the Midlands in a Nottingham area, and his girlfriend Jo just had their second baby girl today named Nancy. So congratulations to Mike and to Jo, and hello Simon Kindly Side, nice to see you tuning in. Mr. Singer, he's doing his live stuff. Hello, and I saw you at the Frog and Bucket. Oh, hello. Frog and Bucket's a great club in Manchester. Thanks a lot for tuning in over here. Somebody saw me on the Ian Bagg show. I love me some Ian Bagg. Ian Bagg is a comedian that I've known I've been doing comedy 30 years, so I've pretty much known him a good majority of the time, and he lives in, I think, LA or Vegas now, or both, and he has the Ian Bagg show 5 nights a week, so yes, he's a wonderfully funny man. So I was going through Facebook, because we're all living in a bubble right now, so it's like, where would I have been this weekend? I was supposed to be working this whole week. It's crazy. This would have been my busiest May ever, because it's just crazy how things work. I've always got busy Mays, which is great. Hi Erica, nice to see you. So I was supposed to be doing 4 shows this week with an improv troupe called The Noise Next Door. I always call them The Boys Next Door, but they're called The Noise Next Door. If you're in the UK, look them up. They're an improv troupe, really funny guys. And I was actually scheduled to go on tour with them for 4 nights. And so I would have done some stand-up, and then I would have done improv with them. So we are rescheduling those shows, hopefully. I'm optimistic that things will pick up here in the fall. I'm hoping. Anyway, so that's a bit of a downer. But like I said, May has always been an extraordinarily busy month for me. 8 years ago, 2 years ago I was in Malaga, Spain, with my mom this week. 6 years ago, I was in Poland. My friend Karen, her husband's in the military. We went to high school together, and her husband, so they move all over Europe, or all over the world. And I got to visit them in Poland 6 years ago. And I think it was about 3 years ago now that I went and saw them in Romania. So I like to visit my friends all over the world. And Krista from Norway. Krista, I did shows in Norway last July. It was my first time performing in Norway, and the Latter Comedy Club. They treated us so well. It was just all-star royal treatment. It was absolutely fantastic, and I got to work with some of the best Norwegian comedians. And who also spoke English. I was the only English-speaking comedian on the show, which was really bizarre because, so I'm like, well, let's say the 4th person on the show, and I'm just assuming that the audience is really good because I have no idea what the comedians are actually saying. And once in a while they'll drop in just like an English word, and the audience will bust out. And I'm like, okay, I'm totally on board with you. No idea what you're saying. Yeah, that's so cool. All right, so make sure you click. If you want to share this right now, share this thing with your friends. Hi, Laura. Lauren, oh my gosh, how you guys doing in Scotland? Lauren Teagarden. I know I talked about my friend Emmeline, who's from France. Emmeline and I met when I lived in Los Angeles. And I used to, my best friend Pam, who I've spoken about, we started, Pam started a comedy show at the USA Hostel in Los Angeles. And I met tons of people that I'm still friends with. And Lauren Teagarden, who's watching now, she met her husband, who's American. She's from South Africa, and they live in Scotland. How crazy is that? And then Emmeline from France, met her there. And yeah, it's just like the weirdest thing how you meet people from all over the world, and then, or the weirdest ways, and then you end up meeting them along the journey. It's just pretty exciting. Somebody's asking, Copstick, hi Copstick, is asking me, okay, I got big news. We've got some people, I'm going to tell you what happens today. We're basically being evicted. Yay! No, I mean, it sucks, but I completely understand it. So here's the deal. Our landlord has to sell the flat, and so we have to move. We were planning on moving anyway, not until the end of the year, but it looks like we have to be out. So today I purchased plane tickets, so we are officially leaving the UK June 15th. We're leaving UK. Obviously coming back as soon as I can. Right now the plan is to come back in August because I have my Middle East tour happening in August, and I'm sure that will still be rescheduled. My dilemma is if I don't have comedy shows in the UK starting in August, do I fly back from America to the UK to then catch up with my Middle East tour in August if there are no other comedy shows going on in the UK. Hello, Tanya Hall, Vivian. Oh, Scott Bennett. Oh, you gotta watch Scott Bennett shows on Thursday. You know, I've talked about him a million times in my small chats. So Scott Bennett is doing his live from the Comedy Shed every Thursday night. It's like the best thing you'll watch on the internet. I'm not doing straight stand-up here. I'm just babbling away and talking about shit. So I had another meeting. This is the weirdest thing. Okay, I'm not all that hip with the all the shit on social media stuff. As you can tell, my setup here is very weak. Anyway, I got contacted by a forum. No, what are they called? A social media platform. Yes. And they started off in Italy. They're called Frida, if you want to look them up, Frida. And they started off in Italy, and then now they have a UK division, and that's like about, I think, like they have well over 5 million views. So what they've done, I've gone through a casting director, through all these admin people, and now we're scheduling a big interview on Wednesday. It's like a 2-hour interview where they've already delved into my life and what I'm doing during this time with my dance videos and my small talks and just trying to engage with people. So they're going to put a package together, be like a 6-minute video that will get blasted on all the social media shit. So that's kind of cool. I guess that's a pretty good opportunity because I'm really lame at doing the social media stuff myself. So it'll be kind of nice to have somebody be able to put me out there. So it was a very long process. It's a website that empowers women primarily, and some of the videos I've watched have been really quite interesting. One of the women, I don't know if she's Italian, she's a makeup artist, and because of quarantine she can't do her job. So what she did is she changed her face into a canvas, and so through this lockdown she's done all this really intricate artwork on her face with makeup, and so they did a little special on her background and stuff like that. So it was really interesting. Somebody just said, where are we moving to? Well, we're moving to Florida. I never thought. I think I'm far too young to live in Florida. However, right now, given the fact that I have no income and, you know, that kind of shit's going down sideways and it doesn't look like I'm going to have any work over here anytime soon, I have to go back and we're pretty much moving in with my parents. So my dad and my stepmom Christy live out there, but they have like a motorhome thing that we can move into for the time being, you know, and they live right on a lake. So, you know, in less than 4 weeks, we're going to be fishing, sitting by a lake. I can't even believe it. Will you still be involved with Great As You Are? I'm always going to be involved with Great As You Are. For those that don't know what Great As You Are is, it's the anti-bullying campaign that I am part of. The reason why I moved to Norwich, England specifically is because I'm on the board of directors of this fantastic program. It's a kindness campaign, and it's the powering campaign as well, and it's to basically teach children to be kind. I know that seems like a bizarre concept, but we live in a world where everybody's full of hate and full of all this crazy shit. So it's about going back to the basics and just believing that, listen, people are going to be dicks, and you don't have to respond to it. You can just fucking turn my son off. Woo! You don't have to respond to it. You can just choose to walk away and not believe what other people are saying about you. That's the thing. And hi guys, everybody just joining. Make sure you give it a like or let me know where you're coming in from. That'd be great. I also have a tip jar if you'd like to send any money via PayPal. That'd be wonderful. Still would love to have you come to talk to my scouts. I would love to come talk to your scouts. Just go email through the Great As You Are website if anybody wants to check Great As You Are, GR number 8 as you are. Yeah, great information if you're in the UK and you're part of the school system at all. Great As You Are is a wonderful program. Okay, somebody just joined, Jimmy Schubert. I love Jimmy Schubert. He's a comedian in LA. One of the funniest guys I know. I'm almost embarrassed to look this bad, but he's such a wonderful guy. So check out Jimmy Schubert. We used to work at the Comedy Store together, the Hollywood days. I met some amazing people at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. Somebody sent me a picture the other day of my name on the wall on the world famous Comedy Store, and you know what? I gotta be very proud of myself because I'm a girl from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and I moved across to Western Canada, and I moved from Vancouver, Canada, down to Los Angeles with my best friend Pam. And I broke into the comedy scene there, and I managed to get my name on the side of the wall at the Comedy Store. And, Mitzi Shore, the legendary Mitzi Shore, passed me at the comedy the same night as Ralphie May, who some of you I'm sure will know, my comedian friends out there. Ralphie May, fantastic, sadly missed. But we got passed on the same day, and our pictures at the Comedy Store are on the, I think he's on top of me. Ooh. That's terrifying. Squish me, Ralphie. We have pictures of the two of us together. It's just like, his wife, Lana Turner, did a documentary called What's Eating Ralphie May, and I hope to catch that out as well. So who else we got? Greetings from Cyprus. Oh my gosh. How much do I love Cyprus? So some of you may or may not know that I did a TED Talk. I've done 2. I did one in Liverpool at the beginning of November 2019, but at the end of November 2019, I got to do a TED Talk in Cyprus, and it was the most spectacular adventure Kevin and I have ever been on. The people were amazing. To be amongst like Pulitzer Prize winners and these people that have written books and stuff, and it was just cool. People with all these different stories, Syrian refugees, and people that have no birth certificates anymore because they've been in concentration or they call them refugee camps, and it was such an amazing experience. And the staff that ran the event, we met so many good friends. We kind of go back there. Love watching you. From Southampton. I didn't do my dance video today. I was very lazy. I'm running out of songs. You got to give me some song ideas, people. You wouldn't think it'd be that difficult, but I need really upbeat, like super upbeat songs, because it's hard enough getting motivated. So don't send me any snoozers. Sending loves from Lowestoft. Oh, hello. Hi, Gretchen. Gretchen, how's it going in Georgia? So my buddy Gretchen is also a dystrophic dwarf. We met at one of the Little People conventions. We have the same type of dwarfism, which is very cool, which means we're super bossy. But we like shit the way we like our shit. So, hopefully now that I'll be living in Florida, Gretchen, I'm moving to Florida, that we can come up and see you guys soon. So, the big news, if you missed it, we're having to move out of our apartment because we can't pay our rent, and we're moving to Florida June 15th, if you missed that. June 15th, we're moving back to the U.S. hopefully still be coming back to the UK as soon as the shit gets back rolling around here. You know, yes, and I would definitely get back to Dublin. Ireland's always a lovely place. So, yes, so we're going back. Let me, what else? Oh, I was talking about, so 1 year ago today, because I was trying to think of things I could talk about. So I go through Facebook just to kind of get updates. So a year ago, I got stuck in the London Underground, in an actual London Underground carriage by myself. And the train took off, and I ended up being inside the London Underground system for about 20 minutes by myself. The situation was I had a doctor's appointment, and we got on the tube, and when it's the beginning of the line, and it's only accessible onto the from platform onto the train at certain platforms. And I knew where we were getting off. It didn't matter where I was on the train. It was Green Park, so it didn't matter where I was on the train. Or no, we were getting off at Euston or wherever. Waterloo. There we go. Waterloo Station. We were getting off at Waterloo, so it didn't matter where I was on the train. Okay, cut to, we're driving along, and all of a sudden, the announcement says, we're terminating this train at Green Park. This is the London Underground. We're terminating the train. So when the train pulls up at Green Park, there's a massive step inside onto the platform, and I'm like, oh shit. So Kevin's now standing in the doorway of the subway car, holding it open and asking for some help, and these guys come over that work there with vests and stuff, and they go, you're in the wrong carriage. I'm like, no, I'm not in the wrong carriage. In fact, I wasn't even supposed to be getting off at this stop. And they started yelling at me, giving me shit. And I'm like, you guys terminated the fucking subway, or the underground. So why am I in the wrong carriage? So Kevin's trying to hold the doors open. One guy goes to get the ramp. All of a sudden, it goes ding, ding, ding. The doors close. Kevin's like trying to hold, and then all of a sudden, the underground train takes off with me inside, with nobody else. And I was just like, ah! So I panicked, but a lot of the time when I get super nervous and panicky, I start acting like an asshole, complete idiot, and I was like rolling back and forth in the carriage, going, woo, apocalypse. Anyway, poor Kevin was losing his mind, though. He's like, eventually the train stopped, and I'm in the carriage by myself, and I don't know why, but I couldn't find the emergency alarm thing. So where I was in the carriage, I could look through to the other side of the platform, and there was a guy with a vest, so I started banging my cell phone on the wall, and I was like, come over here. And the guy comes over, and he's like, what are you doing? I go, I'm not supposed to be in here. And he's like, do you want me to get the driver? I'm like, no, I just want to hang out in a subway carriage all by myself. So the driver comes in, he goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, you took off without me, with me in here. And he goes, oh, they told me that they looked through the train already. And I was like, nobody came through. So eventually it took 20 minutes for me to cycle through the London Underground back to Green Park to meet up with Kevin. Oh my gosh, it was such a fucking massive cock-up, but that is so typical of British public transportation. So thanks for joining me, you guys. If you're just new, been a big announcement. I'm moving to Florida. Yep, June 15th. Bought the plane tickets today. Basically, can't afford to pay rent. Moving back in with the parents. Well, my dad and my stepmom. But we'll be in Florida. So, and 5 years ago today, my buddy Arlene passed away. If any of my Vegas friends are listening, I posted on Facebook, you'll see a picture of Arlene and I. She was in her 70s, late 70s, and she was literally my best party friend in Vegas. Every weekend, Arlene and I partied together, and she passed away 5 years ago. Still breaks my heart. What else is going on? I was in the Philippines 8 years ago, visiting cousins. So I wanted to talk about my scooter, because I got a lot of people with, little people watching and asking me questions, because I didn't, oh God, my hips so atrocious, sorry. When I was in high school, my high school wasn't accessible. So I rode my bike to school, but I had to basically walk around. And it wasn't until I went to university that I decided to get my mobility scooter. And I figured, I was going to get teased anyway. I was going to be like, ooh, look at the midget. So now it was going to be, ooh, look at the midget on the scooter. So I just figured I might as well deal with the whole dose at once. But getting my scooter opened my world as far as accessibility. I mean, you people, if you're comedians and stuff, you know how much I travel and how much baggage. My buddy Taylor Green just arrived. If anybody knows how much shit and baggage I have, it's Mr. Taylor Green, who, when I did my Canadian tour in January, Taylor knew firsthand how much shit I had to carry. But we had a great adventure. Yeah, could have been Thompson. Just remember, it could always be worse. It could be Thompson, Manitoba, where I was born. Taylor Green drove us all the way up. What was it? 8 hours to get up from Winnipeg up to Thompson, Manitoba, to do a show for 6 people. 6 whole people. And they were spread out in a room that probably sit about 200. And there was, when you walk into the bar at this hotel and a bar restaurant that my dad used to drink at, there was actually an outline of a dead body on the ground that they had covered up. It was that type of scary. The gig was so rough, and so we drove 8 hours to get up there. Poor Taylor by himself drove the whole way. We did the gig to 6 people. We're like, okay, we'll just go to sleep. This place is something out of the apocalypse. People have been murdered in there. It just smelled like mold, black mold. We got lung disease just being in there for like 15 hours. Taylor ends up waking Kevin and I up at about 11 o'clock. He goes, we're not safe here. We need to leave. So poor fucker didn't even have a nap. He drove us all the way back to Winnipeg. Another 8 hours. That is a trooper. That is a good friend and a good comedian, and just a crazy adventure. Going back to the place where I was born, not knowing what a travesty that place is now. It's such a shame. So who else we got? Tony Knuckles, Lou, hi. Who we got on Instagram? This Instagram thing, hi. I don't know. Anyway, if you'd like to drop me a tip or anything, if you're on Instagram, I don't have any links. Just go to my PayPal. Yeah. Anyway, Dawn. Hello, Dawn, fellow friend. Yes, doing well. The restrictions here in the UK are pretty strict, and so I'm looking forward to a little bit more freedom once we get out into Florida and fresh air, because we're going to be hanging out by a lake. That's the problem with living in a flat. And we have the kid above us that's the sumo wrestler. And because the weather's been overcast, his parents haven't let him out of the house for days. So he's just running back and forth, driving us batshit crazy. Yeah, so I can't remember. Oh, I still haven't finished Outlander yet. It's so fantastic. Thank you. Please give me recommendations for my dance videos, because I'm running out of song ideas. I've done well over 50. You wouldn't think that would be such a difficult thing to, come up with dance songs, but I'm an 80s girl, but just feel free to give me any recommendations. So I wanted to tell you about one of the trips regarding my mobility scooter, because it was such a big deal for me. My family, my sister and I lived with my mom and my stepmom, and every summer we would pretty much take a family vacation out west to the Rocky Mountains, which, I mean, if you've been to the Rocky Mountains, it's pretty darn spectacular. So I was very lucky to almost every summer go out that way. The problem is because of my lack of mobility, when we would go to all these extraordinary places, I'd either have to sit in the car or just, sit on a blanket somewhere while my family went off and did these things. So cut to me going to university and getting my scooter, and my friend Lee, who was a couple years younger than me, and Lee played Oliver Twist in our high school production, Oliver, and we were just totally great friends, and we decided to go on a trip together ourselves out to the Rocky Mountains, and we went to a place called Fraser Canyon, and it's just around Banff. And the thing is, Fraser Canyon, just right in the Rocky Mountains, and it's this deep canyon, and they made it actually all accessible. They built this walkway that's actually partially suspended at areas that goes up to these falls, and then there's a bunch of steps and stuff, and you can go up to the upper falls. Well, with Lee, the first time that I got to go to the Rocky Mountains with my scooter, it took about 40 minutes trekking up on this path all the way up to the first falls. And I tell you, I bawled my eyes out, because I don't know if people understand that, to finally have that accessibility was just so amazing. And of course, you know me now, I haven't slowed down anytime soon. Somebody just asked me if I was doing the Scooter Girl campaign stuff. Well, I am. However, most of that stuff has to do with me taking public transportation. And if we want to look at a good side of this whole global pandemic, is that I don't have to take public transportation. Yippee! So yeah, my friend Trish is going to be driving Kevin and I to the airport, so we don't have to. We can fly. We're flying from Heathrow to Miami, and then Miami to Tampa. And as far as I know, all we have to do is wear masks. So no other requirements. They'll take our temperature, I guess, when we get there. I don't know, but we're not going to a hotspot area, so. Yay! Yeah, Scooter Girl stuff. I just posted something today that was interesting for Scooter Girl. Can you guys even hear me? Holy shit, I just realized that I didn't have my microphone. God, I hope you can hear me. Okay, is that any better? Shit. I just realized I had my headphones plugged in, but I didn't bring the damn thing near me. Okay, well, hopefully you can hear me still. So I posted on the Scooter Girl campaign page today that Google announced, they have the Google Maps. They've actually got an accessibility button now. So when you click on that, it will give you the accessible route to your destination. Well, it's about damn time. My friend Bob was doing that years ago with some sort of open source thing that he was compiling in, open source thing that he was compiling, and he would go around and do this clicker thing and find accessible routes for people. So maybe Google bought him out, who knows. Anyway, now we can hear you in Winnipeg. Okay, so you can still hear me, right? Okay. I'm assuming that Kevin would have told me if I wasn't being heard. Okay. I love Florida. It's so good. Do you like Star Wars? How could you not love Star Wars? I don't know. I feel like Star Wars was part of my childhood. That first three were, amazing technology for its time. And you look at it now and you're like, oh, God. It's like a paper airplane goes through compared to the CGI shit they got now. And I have friends that were actual Ewoks that are currently still Ewoks on the various Star Wars movies. So good for them. Get the residuals on those bad boys. I would love to be an Ewok. That would be great. I would love it. I would love to be one of those little goblins on one Harry Potter movie. For heaven's sakes, you don't realize the residuals. I know if you look in my bio, it says that I was in the Austin Powers movie, Gold Member. I was not in the movie Austin Powers Gold Member. However, I was in the teaser for the Austin Powers Gold Member movie. The teaser is a segment they put out in movie theaters about 6 months before that says, coming this summer or coming this fall or winter, whatever. And what they did, if you remember Austin Powers, the first one, there's a bunch of, the opening sequence is Austin running through the streets and he's ducking and hiding from all like the go-go chicks. And they recreated that scene with all little people. So Vern Troyer, who played Austin Powers, he played Austin Minnie. And I played one of the go-go dancers. And basically we had to chase him around, and he had his own stunt guy. I can't remember that guy's name that was a stunt, Vern Troyer's stunt double. Another person that's died far too soon, poor little Vern. Have I watched Lucifer on Netflix? Yes, absolutely love Lucifer. Is it done? Is the series done? If it's done, it sucks. Port Charlotte, Florida is a nice area. Yeah, we're going to be up near Ocala area in Florida, which is right in the middle of the penis. You go halfway up, right in the center of Hurricane Alley. Yay! I don't really want to experience my first hurricane, but why not? I've had my first global pandemic. Why not go through a hurricane? We got murdering hornets, we got meteorites, we got global pandemic. I figure, what the hell? I'm going to Florida and experience my first hurricane. I'm living on the edge, people. Just want to get it all out there. Yep, I just want to make sure I hit all the bases before I die. Go through all the natural disasters. I was thinking, I remember as a kid, my grandparents lived on a farm, and one year we had tons of locusts. Well, I thought they were grasshoppers. And I remember being so short, we got out of the car, we had to walk to the house, and there was grasshoppers all over the ground. And because I'm so close to the ground when I was walking, they were going up my dress, they were going in my face, and it just popped in my head. I literally have PSD from all these grasshoppers. Is that when you were live full time? What do you mean doing live full time? I gotta keep up with what I'm talking about. There is a Lux convention in Birmingham next year with the majority of the cast. Oh, cool. Oh, hello from Orlando. Yes, my people. Make sure you follow me because I'm moving to Florida. How's the weather? Nice. Oh, I can't wait. But I'm also sad because I'm going to miss my friends here. But since I can't see anybody anyway, you're only allowed to be a real estate agent to come into people's houses right now in the UK. You're not allowed your friends or your families, but if you want to sell your house because you can't afford it, sure. Let's bring a real estate agent in and tour your homes. Doesn't that make sense? Hello, Tracy Burrows, my buddy Spencer's sister. She's been doing some funny videos on Facebook as well, Tracy Burrows. So make sure you let me know where you're tuning in from. Give it a little like button and share this in the rebroadcast. If you're just joining me, I'm moving to Florida. Kevin and I are having to move out of our flat because our landlord needs to sell it. So we are, where do you live full time? Well, currently I'm in Norwich, England. That's where I'm broadcasting right from, Norwich, England, but we're having to move back to the States. We were planning on moving back anyway, like I said earlier, but yeah, I'm going to be 50 years old this year, and I'm going to move back in with my dad. Yeah, but anyway, I'm actually looking forward to it. It'll all be good. So, yes. Anybody else have any other questions? Weather sucks, windy and rainy. Daily, yeah. Thank you. Follow me on Facebook. Yeah, so please, if you, send me more questions and stuff. If you'd like to share this video, that'd be great. I'm hoping that when we do move to Florida, I can have a little setup where I can do this maybe more often to keep in touch with everybody and just have my own little area where I'm not going to bother anybody. Hopefully it's somewhere outside. Nice. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming. Can you hear me okay? Because now I'm all panicked that from the get-go I went and, because this is my microphone and it was underneath my book. So, anyway, I hope you could hear me okay through all of this. Thank you very much on Instagram. I don't even know how Instagram works, to be perfectly honest. I know that if I hit live, I'm on live, and then at that point, I don't know what happens to it. So, yay! I'm so inept with technology. Anyway, it's Saturday night, and normally I'm on stage talking to people, so I just thought I look like death warmed over, but I appreciate you coming out and having a little chat with me. Have you ever met somebody my height? Oh my gosh, that's a question. Have I ever met somebody my height? I probably got 4 or 5 people my height. Everybody looks my height right now on the internet, huh? We all look like avatars. Yes, actually, I've gone to quite a few little people conventions, and they're held all over the year. And last year actually this year was supposed to be in Austin, Texas, the Little People Convention, and I was planning on going. I'll tell you my joke about the Little People Convention. Basically, it's like 2,500 little people from all over the world invade this one hotel, right? And the first time I went, I freaked out because I had never seen so many dwarfs. They were everywhere, and they were different shapes, sizes. They had babies. It was just overwhelming. Like, I got total dwarf freaked out. And there was a Jehovah's Witness convention at the same time. So I got drunk one night, told my friends, let's stay up all night. So there we were, drunk off our asses. We start going around, banging on the Jehovah's Witnesses door. And all you could hear was them going, I can't see anybody. Anyway. Hello, Nat James. So yeah, I've unfortunately not going to be going to the Little People Convention this year. They're canceling it. So who do we have here? When do you finish? When you finish? Oh, your son's okay. Your son's supposed to be 3'6". Okay, I'm 3 foot. Well, back in the day, I was 3'8", but I've been shrinking steadily since then. That happens with age anyway, and then being a little person. I think my spine's been collapsing or whatever. I may be shrinking, but I'm growing in personality, is the way I look at it. Ooh, how hokey is that shit? Yeah, anyway, growth projections. I mean, I was born in 1970, so if doctors told me that I wasn't going to make it through the night, and then they said, oh, it's not going to make it through the week, I did. Then they're like, oh, it's not going to make it through the month, I did. So I don't really believe a lot of doctors, you know, the way they think about things necessarily, because sometimes they get it wrong. They don't always know. So, but anyway, 3'6", that's a good height. Get shit done with that. Can still move around. How you doing, Nate? Still playing tennis? Check it up. Make sure I missed any other questions there. Or do we live full time? Well, I think probably. I don't know which convention we're talking about, but anyway. Sorry, was that you got to see my armpit there on Instagram? That was pretty classy. Anyway, so yeah, we've been on for a while now. It's Saturday night, and I think I'm gonna go chill out on the couch with my honey bun. And like I said, we are leaving June 15th now. If you're in the Norwich area, we have lots of stuff to give away, and the charity shops are not open. So if you're anywhere near us, we got free shit. Or you can buy it if you like. But I got to get rid of all of our stuff, and I don't know what to do with it now. You know, most of the stuff we got was from the charity shop anyway, and none of them are open. So anyway, I used to be yeah, I think we all shrink. Somebody said they used to be 5'2", and now they're they used to be 5'4", now they're 5'2". I think we all shrink as we get older. That's just part of it, right? That's why they have those contraptions where you can link your feet up and hang upside down. That's supposed to elongate your spine, because I think naturally, gravity, we just, you know, our bones and everything get compressed. I have spinal stenosis, so it puts a lot of strain on my spine and compression and stuff like that. But since I've lost weight, I've been doing a lot of stretching and stuff, and really making sure that my hips, you know, they get locked. And when my hips get locked forward because of my arthritis, I literally shrink even shorter. So what I do is my nightly ritual, and it sounds so weird, but I lay on my tummy and I rock back and forth, and it looks like I'm humping the bed. But what it does is it unlocks my hips, because my hips are like, because there's no ball and socket, they're basically like rusted, and so sometimes the cogs, and they'll get stuck in this position, and I have to like work it so that it starts to move a little freer, and oh man, it's painful. And anything Connor could use would be much appreciated. Oh, of course, yeah. Well, I'll give you all my step stools and stuff like that. You guys got first dibs on the step stools and ladders in my place. Yeah, the air fryer that we bought at the beginning of this thing. I'm sorry, that was the best buy we've ever got. If anybody has an air fryer, when I first started doing my dance videos, people were making donations, and because we didn't have an oven, I bought the air fryer, and oh my gosh, I've been eating so much more fish, and it's like 15-20 minutes, everything, you know, fries up, or it's just great. What do I prefer, Facebook or Instagram? I don't know much about Instagram. I don't have a fucking clue, to be perfectly honest. I mean, all I know is I can hit the live button, and then I'm on Instagram live, and then it goes somewhere, and I don't know, but anyway. Alright guys, I'm getting parched, and I didn't bring a glass of water, which was a stupid thing, and my bedroom is very hot, so I'm glistening. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. If you'd like to tip, there's a donation link in the main thingy if you're on Instagram, paypal.me/Tanyalee Davis. Yeah, I really appreciate you tuning in. People are coming and going. That's great. I don't mind. It was just nice to talk to people and share my news, and hopefully we'll get out of this soon. And, oh, can you say hi? Oh, Kyan, right? Oh, Kyan. I haven't met, am I saying that right? Is his name Kyan? I know my friend Spencer's nephew, Tracy, his sister, had twins, and Kyan's going to bed. Well, good night, Kyan. Take care. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. If you have any more questions, just send them to me. You know, I'm an open book for the most part, and, you know, I like letting people know about my life. Just very informal. But thank you very much for tuning in, and yeah, please like my fan page, and I'll set you up with, you know, we'll do some more of these, and I'll let you know where that free death thing comes out. All right, guys, on Instagram, thank you very much. Tune into my Facebook and like my fan page if you're on Instagram. I do more shit on there. Night, Tracy. Take care. You guys say hi to the boys. And all right, guys, have a great Saturday night, and thank you very much, and it's great to see you all. And I will see you next time. Soon. Bye.